Hi everybody, it's Kay Kaltoff. Welcome to a Friday morning Stampin' Chat with Kay. We are going to focus on the Timeless Tropical Bundle today. And I have made cards with this before, so I'm excited to just share another card idea with you. And you'll never believe this, but something just really coincidental happened. Was it yesterday or the day before? I actually got a card in the mail from one of my customers that uses this bundle, so I'm excited to share it with you today. So here it is. It's from my customer Elaine Wheeler. She always sends me such beautiful cards. So it's just so weird. She picked the same bundle that I had planned on working with all along this week. So here it is. And of course it's kind of a really fun little fold here. So you open it up this way. And it shows off the pretty paper that goes with this bundle as well, which is called Tropical Oasis Designer Series paper. And I love that she used the burlap here. The burlap is a nice touch. We also have a new burlap called braided burlap, or braided burlap trim, which coordinates with this bundle and with anything masculine. So if you like to make masculine cards, it's always great to have some burlap ribbon on hand. All right, so thank you so much, Elaine, for thinking of me and for sending me this really pretty card. I really, really love it. And so I will have that on display on my board when I go to Spring Fling. So you will be featured. And then this is the card that I made, I don't know, maybe a month ago or something like that. And it uses just the dies from the bundle. The dies are called In the Tropics. It looks like this. And there is actually a coastal weave embossing folder that you can get. So I did use that folder on this particular card. I'll hold it a little closer. Maybe you can see the embossed part of it. The card that I'm using today does not use this folder because it's a really tropical card. I was using the tropical paper and I just thought the layered leaves looked cooler. So the card that we're making today, which looks like this, and you can probably see that, but the layered leaves 3D embossing folder is used in the background. Really pretty. All right. Well, I think what I'm going to do, because this card, we're going to make 2 of these cards today, so I am going to flip the camera down here in just a second. Just trying to get some things straightened out. I was just a tiny bit late. You know, just one of those things where all of a sudden time got away from me. So sorry about that if some of you guys were hanging out here sooner. So let me get this figured out here. It's got a lot of stuff on my desk. So let's just see what we're doing. All right, so just one of those days. Do you guys ever have those? All right, so I'm going to flip the camera down, and I do want to let you know I am not getting any comments. Oh, here we go. Yay, I have comments. All right, so thank you so much. Oh, we have a lot of people watching today. Thank you. So thank you to Jean, thank you to Yvonne, thank you to Karen, Philomeno's here, Donna's here, woohoo, Kimberly's here, Fran is here. Oh my gosh, look at all of you. So you're all telling me you're excited about this beautiful card, and you know I will do a giveaway on Tuesday, and I am going to give away, I haven't decided yet, it might be one of those surprise giveaways because the champagne rhinestones that I'm using on this card are not going to be available for a couple of weeks yet, and so I can't give those away. But I can probably just do a little surprise. Maybe I'll put some braided burlap trim along with this card when I send it out to our winners. And so how do you get into the drawing? It's so simple, you guys. All you have to do is share the video on your timeline or share it in a group or with some stamping friends. Or you can you can like, yes, like, but you have to actually comment on the video. And of course, I leave it up through the whole weekend. So you have all weekend to share and comment and send me some likes and hearts. I love that. And then on Tuesday, I'll do the drawing. So that's where we are. Or that's where we are at. So we have so many of you joining me. Thank you. You guys all like this bundle the way it looks. So let me turn the camera down and we'll get going with this card. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Another opportunity for you to see these cards. Look how pretty they are. So you might be wondering, oh, okay, is this the card we might make at Spring Fling? Well, yes, it is. And so this is kind of a sneak peek for those of you that are attending Spring Fling, and for those of you maybe that will order the Spring Fling packet to go, which I will start advertising next week. Yes, this will be one of the cards. All right, so let's look at the inside. We are just leaving them blank. I might go ahead and stamp the inside for you because my Spring Fling attendees will get to pick a sentiment of their choice. So I just left these blank. However, I think a really, really pretty sentiment that goes with this, that's part of this bundle, is our friendship is timeless. So it's a really, really nice friendship card. So I think I'll use that on my giveaway cards today. All right, so let's go ahead and get rolling. Here is the bundle, and it looks like this. So you have your Timeless Tropical stamp set. You have your In the Tropics dies. And there's a whole product suite that revolves around this bundle. So if you get your January through June catalog out, you can check that out. And this is the Tropical Oasis Designer Series paper. And there's a lot of papers that actually will work well for this card. So this is a design that works well. Not so much this side, because this one here has too many little details with the trucks and everything. I would save that for a scrapbook page or maybe a different style of card, because we're doing some banners. So you want to have kind of a more clustered collage of flowers for banners or leaves. So we'll use this paper, and then this looks really nice with this banner punch out. This one is a little busy and with a lot of space between the images. I just didn't think it worked that well in the banner setting and for the style of this card, so we're going to leave that paper out. But then look at here. We've got the, I know that this has a special name. I think it's called Birds of Paradise. Yes, that is what it is called. I remember when Steve and I were in Hawaii, they had these all over the place. And so kind of neat that we're going back to Hawaii again this year. 2 times to Hawaii, both times compliments of Stampin' Up. So I tell you what, if you are thinking that having, venturing off into your own, stay-at-home business, I can tell you for a fact that Stampin' Up offers lots of opportunities for its demonstrators if you choose to take advantage of them. Otherwise, just the ongoing discount is super fun, and that's why I joined initially. So this will be one of the pages that we use. And then, of course, there's all these beautiful background papers on the other side. I really like this one with the flamingos. So you can use these cards for all things, tropical or not so tropical, whatever you choose to do. I don't think you'll have any trouble with the Designer Series paper because there's lots of uses for it. All right, so we're going to start with our card base. I have Grapefruit Grove. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a color that's going away. Yes, it is in that selection of colors that will not be carried over into this next 2-year period. We'll be getting a whole new set of in colors. So goodbye, Grapefruit Grove, and I'm really sad to see you go because it's one of my favorites. I have a weird shadow here. Let me see if I can, I don't know. I don't know if we can get rid of that or not, but we'll just continue to carry on here. So you're going to cut your paper in half at 4 1/4 by 11 inches and score it at 5 1/2. And I have that already done. I use my bone folder ahead of time, so everything's lying flat for us. Then we are going to take 2 pieces of early espresso paper, and these are cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And they have those lovely leaves on them. I really love this layered leaf 3D embossing folder, and I don't have it here today, but that's okay. You know what it looks like. You can find it in our annual 2019-2020 catalog. And so what we're going to do is, because we don't have any ribbon wraps where we have to wrap anything around behind this panel, we're just going to put it straight onto our card. And I'm going to do that with some snail. Now, normally I would prefer to use glue, but as I've been telling you, we have just been in such it's just kind of a disaster. If you were to go in my other room right now, prepping for this event is really taking a lot of my time and resources. So I don't even have glue in my office at the moment. It's all in the other room. So I'm just going to use snail to put this down, and as long as you burnish your snail really well after it goes down, it's not going to be a problem. It's going to hold. Now, I don't know about other climates, but I can vouch for the fact that in Minnesota we have no problems with our snail. So let me go ahead and just put a little line of snail all the way around, and again, you're just centering this in so that all 4 borders are nice and even. All right. There we go. So that part of it is done. Pretty easy peasy. Then the next thing we're going to do, I have to get one of my little cards out here so I can see what I'm doing here next. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put down, you know what I think we're going to do is we're actually going to stamp next. I like to give stamping things a little time to dry. So here we go. So we are going to stamp our leaves and our flowers. So we have 2 pieces of scrap here. So this is very vanilla. It's probably hard to tell, but it's very vanilla scrap, and this is old olive scrap. So we're going to stamp our flowers and our leaves, and everything is going to be stamped in early espresso. So I have my early espresso out here. I'm going to grab the big flower, and I think it's called a hibiscus. Now, we have some hibiscuses in Minnesota that are trained to like the cold, but I think they still have to be buried every year, so they're way too much work for me. All right, so we're just inking this up with early espresso, and we are stamping it onto that scrap of very vanilla. Look at that beautiful image. Then we're going to take the leaf. Let me grab it here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to stamp 2 leaves with early espresso onto our old olive. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing this video. I see quite a few of you are doing that already. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Judy's confirming that the flower is a hibiscus. You guys are so good to me. You always help me figure things out when I can't remember the names of things, which happens extremely frequently. But you know what? It's been that way my whole life. So don't worry. I do not have dementia at this point, I don't think. Because if I did have dementia, then I could probably claim that I've had it since I was about 2 years old. Because I've always had sort of that brain block where I'm looking at something and can't figure it out. But you know what's kind of weird is I'm pretty good at remembering names. Way better than my husband. My husband will be out and about, and I'll be chit-chatting with someone, and then he's like, who was that person? I mean, I know I should know them, but I can't think of their name. And fortunately, that is one of my skills, is I'm usually pretty good at remembering names. However, I will say that if I do forget, I do usually remember within a fairly short period of time. So thank goodness for that. All right, so now what I'm doing, like, what the heck am I doing? Because what I did is I stamped these out, and then I went ahead and I did this in advance. I got a couple that I got ready for you in advance because I used the Big Shot machine off camera. Got these ready because I wanted them to dry a little bit before I started coloring on them. And what I'm doing is I use the blends here. So this is the dark Daffodil Delight, and then this, which looks really great with Grapefruit Grove, is our light Calypso Coral. So I colored the stamen with the dark Daffodil Delight. Now I'm taking the light Calypso Coral and I'm just coloring in the center of the flower. So you can see me do that. Nothing that you have to be real exact with. And I'm not even going up into all these other areas because we're going to take a sponge and sponge all the way around it. So I have got a little leaf ready in advance. Let me get it out here. Here's like one again that I cut out in advance because I didn't want this to take so long today. So I have 2 ink pads here with our Stampin' Sponges cut into 6. And then this is Old Olive. So here's my Stampin' Sponge. I'm going to take the Old Olive, and we are just going to sponge the edges of the leaves. It's so easy, you guys. You just go like this. Just darken up those edges. It gives it a little more dimension, texture, whatever you want to call it when you put it onto your card. Makes it look prettier. Then you're going to do the exact same thing with your flower, except you're going to make much more sweepy motions with your flower because you want the sponging to come in a little bit deeper. So we're going to ink this up with Grapefruit Grove, and we're just going to add it all the way around. And you'll notice that I'm keeping it a little more flat as I'm sponging outward, and that gives me a little bit more color towards the center. Now you might look at this and think, ooh, that's quite a bit more orange, Kay. That's not really matching very good. Well, trust me, it has to dry. So once it dries, it will look actually incredibly similar to the Calypso Coral. So I have one that I did in advance, and here's what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? So what I did is I actually took the leaf and I taped it onto the back with a little bit of my favorite Scotch tape, and I'm going to do the exact same thing to the one we just did. Notice how this one's so much brighter orange, but after it's had a chance to dry a little bit, it won't look that way. So I want my stamen to kind of go to the upper right on this card, so I'm just putting my leaf exactly opposite of that stamen. The direction of the stamen goes to the upper right, so the leaf is going to go to the lower left. I just put it back here. I grab a little Scotch tape like this, and I put it on, and it's ready to go onto my card. All right, I am getting so warm. We are just on a regular heat wave here in Minnesota. I think it's going to get to 41 today and like 50 something tomorrow, and then on Sunday I think we're going to get to 60. I mean, we are just going to all be running around in shorts, I think. All right, so here is the card base. So we have to get our designer series paper onto this. So here are the two pieces of designer series paper that I chose to use, and they are some pretty lilies, and then this leaf pattern in the back. So this will be the giveaway cards. So I've cut the designer series paper 2 by 5 inches, and now what we have to do is we have to take our triple banner punch, and we are going to just punch out a banner like that. So we're going to do that with both of these cards, or both of these strips of designer series paper. There we go. And then we're going to put this onto our card base, onto the front panel of our card. And again, I'm just going to use snail because I don't know where my glue is. In the other room somewhere. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so we're going to set this on, I don't know, it's maybe 1/4 of an inch from this bottom area here, and I'm just making it even with the early espresso panel. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. And again, maybe about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom, even with the espresso panel, and then just burnish it into place. Burnishing just means rubbing it in so that the glue or the adhesive adheres well to the panel. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a little 1/2 inch strip of very vanilla paper. You know, when you're creating your inside panels, you're always trimming your paper down. So this is very vanilla, and the inside panels are 4 by 5 1/4. Well, when you do that, when you do those trimmings, you get these 1/2 inch strips. I usually just throw them in the trash. However, for this particular card, it's handy to have a few 1/2 inch strips in your stash, because we're going to take this, we're going to take our scissors here, we're going to cut it in half, and we are going to take our little banner punch, and we're gonna punch some banners. Now, even though this is I think it's 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and 2 inches, you can still use other sizes of paper in your banner punch. You just have to flip it over to the back and make sure that when you're putting it in, it looks pretty even. and then you get a cute little banner punch out. Way simpler than trying to figure it out with the scissors all on your own. Just let the punch do the work for you. So there's that one. Oh, that one didn't turn out even. So let me flip it over. We'll try it again. Actually, I'm going to flip it to the other side. There we go. Now we have an even one. Okay, so I have these ready to go, and what I will do is use my early espresso, and we're gonna put the word hello on here. So I'm going to ink up hello. We're gonna set this in just like so. There it is, there's one, and here is the other one. Perfect. I always like to do a really good job because I know these are going to be my giveaway cards, and I want you guys to have really nice cards in your giveaway. All right, somebody's telling me this is a great retirement card. Well, yeah, I agree. That would be a great idea for a retirement card. All right, so now what we're going to do, and I probably should not have glued this all down. Maybe in my directions I'll remember to say that. Oh, wait a second. Look, you guys. What's on my table? It's the handy dandy mini trimmer. So I can take this and I can get a super straight edge because I want my hello to be kind of in the middle here. Ta-da! Super straight, awesome edge that I can just hook right up into this little edge here, this little corner. So what is this little trimmer? Oh yes, this is what you get when you decide to get your ongoing discount with Stampin' Up. Hooray! So everybody can get this. If you're not already a demonstrator, you can get this. Just place an order with Stampin' Up to get the starter kit, and off you go. You've got your mini trimmer. You've got a whole bunch of little papers. You get a stamp set of your choice, all kinds of good things that come along with that mini trimmer. So for those of you that are pretty curious and interested in maybe getting an ongoing discount, you are welcome to contact me and I will help you get started. All right, so what we're doing now is we're going to put these little hellos, just like so, onto this bottom panel here. Boy, that mini trimmer worked great. I'm so glad I have it right here on my desk. It takes up hardly any room because it's tiny. And it's perfect for sentiments and for straightening up edges. So there we go. And now we're going to take our little flowers. Look how pretty this is, you guys. We're going to take our flowers that are all prepped and we're going to put some dimensionals on them and then get those onto our card. Oh, everyone's telling me they love the cards. Philomena says your cards are so special. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. And there's Marty. Hi, Marty. She loves my cards too. Marty's a great friend and customer. And then we have Laura telling me this is a wonderful bundle. Thank you, Laura. So great to see you. Crystal's here from Quincy, Illinois. Welcome. Thank you. No problem if you guys are late because I put the replay up and you can always catch what you didn't see. And then I just leave these up on my Facebook forever. And then hello to all my YouTube friends who will be watching this probably sometime next week when I post it on YouTube. I always do my Facebook Lives and then I just transfer them to YouTube. So some people like watching Facebook Lives and some people prefer to catch it on YouTube. So we just try to please everybody. So here we go. We're going to set this flower in just like so. It looks so pretty, doesn't it? So there's one. And here is the other. Beautiful. Sorry about that. I got a little frog in my throat. Now we're going to take the, excuse me, we're going to take the Take Your Pick tool. I have to cough into my sleeve, excuse me. Of course, my water's in the other room, but I think we're over it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little precious pack, my tiny little precious pack, this is about all I got left, of the little jewels that we're putting on here. These are the champagne rhinestones, currently not available, but they will be available in a few weeks. And we're just going to put some of these pretty champagne rhinestones on because they're going to accentuate the fact that this is a Grapefruit Grove and Calypso Coral kind of look. And it just looks so pretty with this card. So I take a little bit bigger one, put it right here. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. The one time I decide to do a Facebook Live without coffee and without water, and I'm choking. Oh my goodness. All right, then we're going to take another couple little baby ones here, and we're going to put this about right. Whoops, it flipped upside down. Put this right about here, and another little baby one over here. Doesn't that look pretty? It just adds so much. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same little thing. Oh, it doesn't want to come off the paper. There we go. Put the little bit bigger one here as an accent next to your flower. Then we'll add some little babies up here. There we go. Isn't it gorgeous, you guys? And then the only thing you have to do is finish up your inside. All right, that's the last time I ever do a Facebook Live without coffee. I have learned my lesson. Okay, so we have two very vanilla panels here, 4 by 5 1/4. And we have 2 little strips of designer series paper because I like to make sure that our inside and outsides have something coordinating. So they're 1/2 inch by 4 inch. And let me just grab the stamp. We're going to add this one right here. Perfect. Then we're going to add the other one to the other panel. Actually, I said that was perfect. It's not really perfect, so I'm going to fix it. So we're going to add this one over here. And that one's not quite perfect either. So to fix it, again, just going to grab that little mini trimmer, slice off look at how little that slices, that little sliver. Got that off, and now it's perfect. Now this one, I think it's a little too long as well, so we're going to go ahead and look at that little tiny slice, you guys. All right. Now we almost have true perfection. Let me flip this over because I feel like I got it a little bit kitty wonky. Perfect. Yes, I must do perfect for you guys. Okay, there it is. All right, so now we're going to take our cards wherever in the world they went. Here they are. We're going to add a little, oh, you know what? I better stamp these. I said I was going to stamp these. So we've got our early espresso ink. And we're going to make these friendship cards. Our friendship is timeless. Let's set this in just like so. There's one. And here's the other. You guys, don't be in a hurry when you stamp. Give your ink a little bit of time to transfer from the stamp to your cardstock. And look how beautiful that turned out. And I have to bring this up close because look at how gorgeous that font is. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's truly one of my favorite bundles in the catalog, in the January through June catalog. So now we're going to flip it over. We're going to make sure our inside panel matches our outside panel. And that's just going to go right here. How stunning. And then we're going to do the same thing for this other card. And as I mentioned, these are my giveaway cards, which I will give away on Tuesday. And we'll do some burlap braided trim. Even though we didn't use burlap on this card, I can't give away my gemstones because I need those for Spring Fling. All right, so here we go. There's the cards, and they're both complete. I'm going to throw the other ones in that we're using, the other designer series papers, so you can see how those look with it. So hopefully I can get all of these in here. Isn't it beautiful? It's so much fun to do, and it was so nice of all of you to join me today. I really loved having you here. If you're long distance and you want to go ahead and get this bundle, I will put up links for you so that you can make that happen, and you can find that either in Facebook Live or in YouTube. I try to make everybody happy. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.